Hello, good people of the pathway. Mr. Klein here, and I am going to explain to you how to use Stapplet to analyze bivariate data. Translation, using Stapplet to get your least squares regression line, your correlation, all that good stuff. So first thing you want to do is open this spreadsheet. It's going to give you a study with 49 different subjects in it, and for these subjects, we've got a bunch of different variables that are related to blood pressure. And then if you look at the first problem, it asks us to look at the second problem. It asks us to look at the relationship between alcohol consumption and blood pressure. So in other words, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Stapplet. We're going to scroll on down here. And there are a couple of different options that you can use. We're going to use this one right here that says linear regression t-test. You can have an explanatory and a response variable. For number 2, alcohol, the number of drinks per week, is our explanatory variable, and our response is the diastolic blood pressure. And then you need to put the data in here. Now, when you put the data in, I think the easiest way to go about that is to find your variable, so alcohol, and then highlight all of the values, do a controlled copy, come to Stapplet, and paste them in. And then you want to come here and you want to do the same thing for diastolic blood pressure. Now, one thing you want to be careful about is that you haven't accidentally sorted the data between doing the first and the second. I did that a couple of times and you get nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. So it needs to be unsorted. And I'm going to come here and paste our blood pressures. We hit begin analysis. As soon as you begin analysis, you are going to get a scatter plot. I like to look at the scatter plot before I do anything else and just notice, hey, that seems like it's sort of a moderate relationship. Points are, kind of forming around a line, but not super tight. So we're going to hit the correlation. And sure enough, our R value is 0.662. That is a moderate relationship because it's between 0.5 and 0.8. And then if you hit this button right here, this will give you a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about later here. Don't ignore this plot. This is not important to us at the moment. This is still the more interesting one. It's going to give us our regression line. And then it's also going to, down here, give us the regression equation. So your equation in this case is that the predicted Y value, or the predicted diastolic blood pressure, is equal to 65.8 plus 1.52 times the number of alcoholic drinks that a person has per week. Okay, so that's useful. The other thing that you're going to get out of this is right here, the R squared value, the coefficient of determination or explanation, is equal to 0.438. So this is like saying that 43.8, a little bit less than 50% of the variation in a person's diastolic blood pressure can be explained by how much they're drinking. And that's the game, folks.